Davidson. We're watching Valley Varieties today, or you're watching Valley Varieties today. I have Nicholas Wildstar with me today.
Hello.
Here you go. We sanitized our hands before we decided to shake them today, so it's okay. And so I brought him in today. I know he has a lot going on, and so I wanted to hear what he has to say.
Oh, thank you.
And so where do you want to start today?
Oh, where do we start?
I know, there's so much going on.
I'm telling you, I mean, between the mayoral's campaign and
Yes.
now, there's been so many developments. And of course, this coronavirus lockdown has been the largest concern for many of the people, not only here in the city of Fresno, but throughout the state of California. So I've actually been involved in the Reopen California protests.
Okay.
And have been ever since, I believe, early April.
Yes.
I attempted to organize a few here locally in Fresno, and unfortunately wasn't able to bring out as large of a crowd as I had liked, but was able to partner with a organization, a nonprofit called We Have Rights, and am working with them right now. They were instrumental in organizing the larger protests that we saw, reopen protests in California, in Sacramento and Los Angeles, and then Huntington Beach. So I was able to attend a few of their protests earlier, I would say around March or May. Yeah, around May, I believe. And I have those videos on my YouTube channel if anyone would like to see those. But they were very exciting protests, and they were, again, demanding for the governor to recognize we, the people of California's natural right to live free, you know? So I was involved with those protests and am arranging one now for August 8th. So hopefully we'll be able to get as large of a crowd as we've had in the previous protests. But I've also been involved in the Black Lives Matter protests here in Fresno as well, and down in Los Angeles, and am doing my best to kind of bridge the gap between, I guess, parallel point of views between opposing parties. And you know, if we can find that common ground where we all feel like certain responsibilities need to be taken into accountability by our government officials, then I feel like we can have a greater push towards all of our goals and achieving all of our goals. So right now, the We Have Rights organization, we are involved in the Recall Gavin Newsom initiative. So if you guys haven't heard about that, the governor of California, there has been another recall petition that has been now been being circulated. So there was two before. I don't know if you heard of it or not, but they had failed due to them not meeting the signature requirement. So this is the third time. Third time's a charm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mean to go backwards a little bit, but where can they find those YouTube channels for the video?
Oh, absolutely. The Reopen protest?
Yes, the
Yes,
Reopen
indeed.
protest.
They are on my YouTube channel, so if you go to youtube.com and just enter in Governor Wildstar, Nicholas Wildstar, all of my videos will pop up. So please subscribe to my channel.
Okay.
And but if you just scroll through all of the millions of videos I have on there.
There you go.
Because I
He's a
definitely
busy
stay
guy.
active. Yes, indeed. And I do my best to document all of my interaction in the community as well. So I have those Black Lives Matter protests on video as well.
Okay.
And again, if anyone would like to view them, all they have to do is just look me up on YouTube.
Okay. Do you hear it? Governor Wildstar.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still refer to myself as Governor Wildstar. I guess gained that moniker during my time being involved as a demonstrator during the Occupy Wall Street protests, or Occupy LA protests that were here in California. So during that time, I was running for governor of
Yes.
California as an independent candidate.
Yes.
So a lot of people started calling me Governor Wildstar, and I'm still governor of the people, by the people, and for the people.
That's
yeah, there's
right.
my YouTube channel right there.
There it is. I love it.
Yeah,
Oh my
so if you
gosh.
click on videos, I have playlists there that I collect all sorts of videos for people to watch. But if you want to see my own uploads, just click on videos and you'll see all of those there.
I have no problem calling you governor.
Oh, thank you.
I still see some of your signs out and about for when you were running for.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mayor,
Okay.
Was it mayor?
Yes, Mayor of Fresno. Yeah.
Yeah, I still see your signs.
Yeah, hanging up those signs. Believe it or not, I had to do it myself. And it
That
was
was a lot of work.
Yes, it was. I bought hundreds of signs, thankfully, from all of the people that were donating to my campaign allowed me an opportunity to afford those. But it was laborious.
Yeah.
And I did it all on my own. I even have videos of that on my YouTube channel of me actually digging holes and climbing up poles and all sorts of stuff and being called by the city to remove signs. And
Oh, no.
yeah, it's an adventure indeed.
Yes.
But
Oh my goodness.
I think that's what it takes to be a representative of the people, is to show them the hard work that you're willing to put in to serve the people of the community.
Oh,
and
definitely.
you know, be a spokesman for those concerns and needs of your neighbors. And that's really all the role of a politician is. I think we kind of put it up on a pedestal and give it much more of a type of status that it doesn't deserve. These are public servants. And if that part of serving isn't, you know, taken into consideration first and foremost and, you know, offered to the community, I see no reason why we should be supporting any politician that would speak otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
Where do you think you get your drive from? You're very driven. I mean, where do you get
I'm a
that?
Leo, so I get it all from the sun.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's more to it than that.
Oh
there.
yeah, definitely.
Where do you think you get it from?
I think I've just always been a determined person. Even
Okay.
as a child, my mother had nicknames for me, you know, where she called me Big Man.
Okay.
And I had an aunt call me Little Nicholas because I was a big guy for, you know, a little guy.
Yeah.
So, I've just always been a strong-minded individual, someone who's persistent in achieving their goals and dedicated towards, you know, any type of cause that I feel like is deserving of that energy. And throughout life, we go through our ups and downs as individuals, our self-discovery, and we want to realize what is it that we're here on this planet for, you
Yes.
know? And oftentimes we feel like it's whatever occupation that we've taken up or a career. And sometimes those careers aren't as edifying as we would like for them to be. And you have a lot of people working jobs they hate, and you know.
I've seen it before.
Yes, and I think we go through that as individuals, especially those of us in the working class that have to go through those ranks in life to get further in life.
Right.
But also throughout that pursuit, you're able to learn what it is that you really want. And if you focus on that in particular, and I happen to be one of those persons where I felt like I didn't want to just continue to work a 9-to-5 job and, you know, dead end going nowhere. And you can work for money, and, you know, money is great. You know, it provides a lot of things, but it doesn't buy happiness.
Right.
As much money as I've had, it always has boiled down to my own personal happiness and me being a centered individual. And what I do with that money that makes me happy. And I've spent a lot of money running for office, especially with this mayoral campaign. It was $3,500 just to file as a candidate.
Oh my gosh.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
So, and I don't think the majority of people out there have $3,500 just to throw away to put your name in the book, you know?
I was excited. I found $10 in my pant pocket.
Oh my
today.
God. See, I mean, we enjoy every little bit that we work for because we work hard for what we earn.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that there's entities, government entities like taxes, you know, that take that property, take those earnings, before we have an opportunity to choose what we want to do with it ourselves. So simple things like that about, I guess, our existence, again, in this world, is trying to figure out how we can make that process easier. And there's a lot of things about our lives, our day-to-day lives, that is dictated by politics that, if it wasn't there, would make life much easier, like less taxes, you know? The gas tax in California just went up another 50 cents.
Oh, it did?
Yes.
Yay!
Right. So that makes us now number one in the entire country as far as the highest taxes for gas. Yeah, so I don't like having that type of a reputation, and I don't think the people of California like that either, and especially when they're paying for it and it's driving people and families and businesses out of the state. So I think when it boils down to leadership, we need more qualified leaders to step up to the plate and take into accordance what really affects us all. And it's really money. You know, is whether it's social status or any type of racial disparities, it can all be solved through economic freedom. So that's one of the things that I offered the most, not only during my mayoral campaign, but during my previous campaigns for governor of California. And if this recall is successful, which it will be, because everybody out there is going to sign that recall right now, right? So once the recall is successful and we're able to hopefully get enough votes to have this special election, I would like to run again as governor. So I am positioning myself for the next gubernatorial run, if not in 2022. Again, or not, if not in special election in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. We're going to go to a commercial break and we will be right back.
Highlights, balayage, color, extensions, cuts, pure Brazilian blowouts, treatments. Contact Jordan Myers at Hair by Jordan. Did you know most hair and beauty salons in the Central Valley are not disposing of their chemicals correctly? Partner with us today to become an eco-friendly salon. Visit us online at greenbeautywaste.com. Our phone number is 559-367-7206. And be sure to visit us on Instagram and Facebook at Green Beauty Waste.
Is everything in life draining you? Come to Stretch 360. Our professional staff can offer you many options for relaxation like deep tissue or hot stone massages, infrared medical grade sauna. Once you leave us, you'll look and feel like $1,000,000. Stretch 360. Relaxation is only a stretch away.
The Art of Becoming Who We Are in Christ by Jolene Kennedy is a book about the process of maturity as we find our true identity, since God's promises must be received, embraced, and activated within us. Get your copy today and check out JoleneKennedy.com. Fleet Feet Fresno is more than just a running and sportswear store. Fleet Feet Sports' mission is to provide runners and other active Fresnans with gear that fits their individual needs, training that helps them reach their fitness goals, and races that satisfy their competitive spirit. Get to know Fleet Feet Fresno today. When you need to get fit, contact Gary Torres, IFBB Pro, specializing in weight loss, body transformations, and contest prep. Email Gary Torres 5336@yahoo.com.
Hey, I'm Chris DeVold. Tune in every Friday night on CentralValleyTalk.com when I bring you Sex, Drugs, Chris DeVold, where I'll give you 3 guesses on what we talk about. And I also vow to bring you 1 live local music act a week. So tune in every week because you never know what kind of music you're going to hear right here on CentralValleyTalk.com.
The Space Colony Journals. are an epic tale of a family's struggle to survive. Meet the courageous women and dangerous men who dare to carve a home on the alien world of Vensug. Get your copy today. Available on Amazon and Gale Daly's FineArt.com.
Welcome back. I'm April Davidson with Valley Varieties. My guest, Nicholas Starr. Wildstar. He is a star, but his name is Wildstar.
Yes.
And so we were in the middle of talking about a recall for the
Governor.
Yes. And
Yes.
so if you get that recall, are you going to go ahead and run again?
I would love to.
Okay.
Right now, I have formed an exploratory committee, which is basically just to test the water, see how well received I am by the community.
Okay.
So, as I said to you previously, I spent a lot of my own money
That's
run for
true.
mayor as well as governor. So, unfortunately, I would like to invest more into my family right now, especially with, the uncertainty of, work nowadays because of this coronavirus deal. But if I get people in the community to contribute towards my campaign, I have a certain dollar amount at this time, which is $10,000.
Okay.
So anybody out there that would like to support my campaign for governor, please visit my website, governorwildstar.com, and I have information up there now to donate, and I have put together this exploratory committee to meet that $10,000 goal. So the majority of that will actually go towards filing fees.
Okay.
To get my name on the ballot in 2022, it's going to cost about $4,500.
Okay.
So that's where the first chunk of money will be going. But the rest of it is going to make sure I have more of those signs going around
Right.
town. And hopefully I'll have a team to actually help me
Okay.
put them up this time and take them down also.
You don't want to dig all those
Oh
holes
no,
again.
I don't want to go through that. I'll help, but I have way too many blisters, and sometimes I'd find out the sign fell, and I would go out in the middle of the night, and go out and put up the sign, and it's just a big headache.
Yeah.
But it's very rewarding because of the ideas I'm able to put out there and present to the community. I can use that soapbox to kind of offer more solutions that people are looking for to their problems. Homelessness. One of the things that I offered was 3D printed homes,
Yes,
which
I
a lot of
remember
people,
that idea.
see,
Yes,
and
it's a great idea.
thank you, and a lot of people still haven't heard of it. So me speaking of it constantly gets those ideas out there more. Reducing taxation, limiting it completely,
Yes.
and of course delegating those funds where they need to be spent versus misappropriating those funds and wastefully spending it like our government does all the time. So those are just a few of the things. Auditing the state, independent audits. As a candidate again, I'll be promoting these ideas for the race for governor. So
Yes.
please, again, check me out.
Yes.
I do have a crowd pack. It's Crowd PAC, like Political Action Committee.
Okay.
So the website is crowdpack.com
Okay.
/C/Wildstar, the number 4 Gov. So
Awesome.
on my crowd pack, people are able to pledge a donation. It's just a pledge. I'm not going to be collecting the funds until I actually run for office. So
Okay.
that's why I'm asking for people right now to make a pledge towards my campaign, and hopefully once I hit that $10,000, I'll officially, declare myself as a candidate. So if I'm not able to do that now, once the recall is successful, then I will do so in 2022.
Very nice.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that sounds like a good goal.
Oh, yeah.
Now, with you setting all these goals, I've met your wife, She's been on the show.
Yes, indeed.
And so tell me a little bit about what's going on with your family right now.
Well, it's growing.
Yes.
She blessed me with a son, so we have a 10-month-old son, Chancellor.
Beautiful name.
Oh, thank you very much. And he is living up to that.
Yes.
We call him our little boss baby. Actually, for his first birthday, we're going to dress him up like the little boss baby, put him in a little suit. You know, that'll be his birthday party.
That'll be great.
I'm looking forward to it. But yes, we are a growing family. She's still a great contributing factor to our family, as well as my pursuits in office, because with me having to, you know, dedicate a lot of time and focus towards campaigning, she's tending to home and taking care of the baby and making sure that I've slept and ate some food, you know, at times, and make sure that I'm staying healthy enough to keep running. But
that's great.
yes, indeed.
Just really supportive.
Yes, and she also keeps me mentally healthy, mentally fit. She's a holistic therapist
Yes.
and intuitive counselor, so she
She
does chakra healing on me, and chakra alignment and crystal healing, and
That's
helps me
exciting.
meditate and center myself, and you know,
Yeah.
because it can, and not only can it be laborious, it can be mentally, you know, incapacitating.
Right,
And
not just exhausting,
overwhelming,
but
yes, extremely exhausting,
incapacitating.
physically, mentally, emotionally, many things, financially, you know.
Yes.
So I guess as an individual, you want to put on your best face, you
Oh,
know,
definitely.
put your best efforts forward all the time. And sometimes that can be difficult when you want to be a public representative, because you have so many setbacks and you have so many difficulties, and you still got to go out there and wear a smile and, you know, let the people know that you care about them, even though you're dealing with hardship yourself. So it is a compromise, but she makes it a lot easier. And she's accepted me with my new hairdo.
She bummed.
A little bit, yeah. She likes me more with the hair.
Yeah,
so.
she does. Oh.
Yeah, so anybody out there watching, if you saw me on here before with April, I have really long hair.
Yes, you
long,
did.
beautiful hair.
I almost didn't recognize him when he walked in.
Yeah, but when she first met me, actually, this was my preferred hairstyle.
Yes.
And about a year into our relationship, after we got married, she's like, "Why don't you just grow your hair?" I was like, "I don't know. Okay, why not?" So it just grew and grew and grew, and it was almost as long as yours.
I think it was. Yes, it was very long. Yes.
So just recently, I ended up cutting it all off. You know, wanted a fresh look, not only for the summer, but this new campaign for
Yes.
Governor of California.
I bet she'd put a tear down for every little
Yeah. Plenty of tears.
Yep, a tear for every dread.
Yeah. It was lots of them too. I actually made a video on my YouTube channel.
Oh, I want to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch that. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, my hair journey video. So
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that.
please do indeed.
Oh my gosh. And so she helps center you.
Yes, indeed.
That's
She's a
great.
very powerful woman and very strong woman. And as a strong man, I need that type of a woman
Oh,
in my life,
definitely.
you know, to not only support me in those times of need, but when the roles switch and she needs to provide, you know, all of those things that I need to build me up. She does that, you know, unwillingly and or willingly,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
you know, without hesitation. So, thank you to my lovely wife, Crystal Wildstar. As I said, she is an you know, intuitive counselor, and she
Yes.
is still providing readings for people. So, if you want to visit her website, it's crystalhealingarts.com. She is always open and available. Just check her schedule, of course. But
Yes, yes.
I don't want to say that she's always open. Then she gets double booked, and she's
I know,
like, "You
yeah.
told everybody." Yeah. So please definitely visit her website, support her business as well as mine. We are small businesses.
Yes.
It's funny that people don't think. Entrepreneurship is business until you become big business. You
Right.
know, unless you have a brick and mortar or something like that, people don't really see your efforts as being a business. But
Right.
running a political campaign is a business. I mean,
Yes.
the way they've kind of shaped politics now is, in order for you to run as a successful candidate, you have to have this brand, this label.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
and that's what you have to promote to people, is the brand, the idea. And it's sad that it has evolved in that way to where we have to use, colorful pictures and all of this to communicate with each other. But if it's going to capture people's attention to where they turn in my direction and actually would like to hear what I have to say, and check out any of those interviews that I've done or debates that I've done as well, not only during the mayoral campaign but during the previous runs for governor. They'll have all the evidence that they need to hopefully be confident in knowing that I'm authentic and genuine and true in wanting to serve the people of the community. Oh no, he put my hair video up there. That's me, yes. So that's how I used to look, and this is the
love it.
transformed
Oh my gosh,
version.
yeah. That's great.
Yes,
Oh
and
my
personal
gosh.
transformation can be very
I'm so glad you documented
oh
that.
yeah,
You
it can be
document
very
a lot of
evolving.
things.
Indeed. And
That's
that's
great.
that's
You're
the thing, is I want people to know that everything that I do in my life is just like everyone else. A lot of the
That's right.
politicians promote themselves as being one of you. I'm one of you.
Yeah.
And they attempt to make that connection, and then they get in office, and we see that they're so disconnected from the people in the community
Okay.
and those people that they claim to represent. I don't want to be that at all. So,
Okay. You want to be transparent.
absolutely, completely transparent, not only as an individual, but as a representative. So once I get in office, I will definitely make sure that everything is available and made available to the public for all to see.
That's amazing.
Well, thank
And
you.
then also, this is going to be great for your son to get to know you.
Oh, yeah.
As he gets older, he's going to have this great diary of his
Oh,
dad.
thank you. Yes, indeed.
I don't know if you ever thought about it. That way.
Yeah, it's like a time capsule,
Yes.
And
I know,
I may not
yeah.
end up in history books. Well, we'll see.
We'll
If
see.
you guys can make that happen, then we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
But
see.
if indeed, of course, that does not happen, we have a personal history book to pass along
That's
to our
right.
son. But I would hopefully like to be given the opportunity to make history here in the state of California. I would be the first black governor of California. See?
Yeah.
So we still have some strides to make. We still have history to make
That's
here
right.
in California and
right.
as people in America. So it's sad that such a thing could still be considered I guess, to be an aspect. But it's unfortunate that we have to deal with this whole black-white thing in America, and I blame the media, for dividing us as people, because they haven't been responsible in uniting us as Americans. And I would like to do that also as a representative, is push aside all of the racial prejudices and, improve that relationship with everyone. Not only black, white, Hispanic, Asian, but people of different financial classes as well.
Right.
The poor, a lot of people don't pay attention to the homeless, but think they need help. How do we provide them that help? and it starts first with talking to them and seeing what help do they actually need.
Yes.
You know, some of those people may just need a meal, need a shower, need a overnight stay, need, you know, $1,200 or whatever the case may be. But just whatever they need needs to be communicated and needs to be spoken of instead of us assuming and that we know what's better for them. And that's what we tend to do as a society, is assume we know what's better for each other, and then we hire these people called politicians to use the you know, the institutions of government to enforce that on others.
Right.
We should not be forcing our ideas on other people. It's definitely immoral and unethical, and I don't think it should be anything resemble anything of what we want to be identified as Americans. You know.
Will you talk about the tiny houses? Because that was like so awesome last time.
For sure.
And I loved your idea.
Absolutely,
okay,
yeah.
Talk about the tiny houses.
Yes, well, I'm still offering my Gold New Deal. So
Okay.
the Gold New Deal part of is the solution for homelessness.
Okay.
And that is the 3D printed homes. So these 3D printed homes, if no one has ever heard of them, can be built in less than 24 hours and cost less than $5,000. And it is just a 3D printing machine that, you know, has cement in it, and it builds the entire structure of a home, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom house. And you have electricians that come in and do the wiring, and then the home is ready to go. Has its own plumbing, it's self-sustainable, runs on solar power. So it's a self-sustainable home that once we build it, it's now a permanent solution to homelessness. One person may, you know, need that home for a few months. Now they're on their feet and they have their own home. Now the home is available for the next family or next individual that may need it. So opposed to just sending them out on the streets and allowing them to stay there instead of providing them with an opportunity to have a roof over their heads. And I think that's what the majority of them are really seeking. Unfortunately, they come across circumstances where they aren't able to pay rent because they may have lost their job, or now they're living in their cars. A lot of people don't take into accord that there are families and individuals living in their cars. Those are homeless people. They're living in hotels and with friends and family on their couches, or whatever the case may be. Those still are people that need homes. So these 3D printed homes, I offered during my mayoral campaign. I'm still offering as a candidate for governor of California, and I think would be a quick solution to homelessness, and it would be definitely one that's more economical.
Yeah.
As I said to you before, the one thing I feel like is most important to all of us is our economic security. And these impositions being placed upon us due to the coronavirus is showing us that the devastation by a cause from the economy being shut down is more severe than the coronavirus. You know, that's what's having more of an effect on people's day-to-day lives, is them not being able to go to work and, you know, provide a living for themselves. So we want to, you know, rectify that however we can.
Yeah, that was hard. It got exciting that everything was opening back up. I thought my kids were going to be able to start school.
Yeah.
And then, like, everything started saying goodbye. Just kidding.
Yeah.
It kind of shut back down.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I
And
don't know what's going to happen.
And it's like they're doing this yo-yo game, you know?
That's
it's like,
exactly what it is.
And emotionally, we feel like we're being treated like a yo-yo, you
Yeah.
know? We're happy one moment, sad the next. So, you know,
Yeah.
how can we celebrate Independence Day
Yeah.
if we're being told, you know, no
Right.
firework displays, no visiting friends and family?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can have a protest with 100 people, but you can't have 10 people over your house.
Yeah.
So all of these rules don't make sense.
Yes.
They're illogical. They have no scientific basis to actually combat the virus itself. I apologize to anyone I'm offending by saying this information, but I'm just speaking freely because I, like everyone, was concerned about it, and I did my research just to find out factually how great of a danger is it. And it's no great of a danger than the flu. It's no great of a danger than heart disease or any other type of a health condition that we can, you know, contract as individuals. Of course, there's things that we should be doing to keep ourselves healthy, and I think that should be taken into accordance first and foremost. That's what I would have done as governor, is promote the people to, of course, just be healthy, think healthier, eat healthier. But it is unconstitutional for the governor to impose for us as individuals, for us to sacrifice our health, our personal health, with mask mandates and, you know, again, us not being able to interact with each other. Even the numbers themselves. If you were to contract coronavirus, God forbid, of course, but if you were to and you were tested and they were to find that out, and let's say you were treated and you recovered from it, which the majority of people that contract coronavirus are actually recovering, over 90%, 95%, I believe. So if you were to contract it, they would count that as a coronavirus case, but then you could catch it again. And then they would count that as a second case. Now, even though the symptoms are less severe, that's now 2 cases of coronavirus. What's going on here, you know? So when the numbers can be inflated in such a way, and then it's not being discussed to the public that this is actually how they're coming up with the total of cases that's, I guess, increasing since then, since this all started, then we're being misinformed. We're also not being told about the deaths, the number of deaths, which are actually, you know, being minimized because of the number of cases, you know? So it's
They're scaring us.
very much so. And we have to wonder why we're being fear-mongered into this state of compliance, because that's really what they want us to do, is do as we're told. And who are these people? They're really, government is nothing but a group of people that we let get around and have meetings to deal with social issues. That's all they are, you know? So I, as a grown man, as a father, and as a husband, want to be able to make choices for myself, for my family, on my own. And if government isn't consulting me first to make choices for myself or for my family, then I feel like I'm being enslaved, you know? And I don't think, again, as Americans, we don't want to let that be the impression of who we are as a country, because if we are the land of the free, the home of the brave, then we need to start having brave leadership say, go out there, live your lives, don't live in fear. And of course, every day is a risk, so take responsibility for your actions, be safe, you know, and live happy. So it's sad, again, that we don't have people that we put in positions of leadership saying this to us. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just too bad.
I hate to be a downer. I hope I
No,
didn't.
no, because I know, like, I was talking to my mom, and they said, you know, they're saying the cases, but they're not saying how severe. You could get it and not show really any symptoms, but you have it.
Right.
So and they're counting it as a case, and that makes me really sad.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I just go and take care of what I need to take care of because I'm a mother. I need to take care of certain things for my children.
Absolutely.
And I can't hide in my house and pretend that, nothing's happening.
Right.
And I have to take care of my children.
Yeah. And since you do have children, you have to, like you said, make sure that they're receiving an education. You get, upset because now they're shutting down schools. And what are you going to do? You still have to go out and, work and pay bills and make sure that they're provided for. How can you juggle this? And there's a lot of people out there, single parents, that are struggling because they don't have the support of someone else in the household to assist them.
Right.
And that's another position for, couples. Now my wife and I, we have to figure out which one of us is going to stay home, and do all of this and take care of home and take care of our son while, the other goes out there and make sure that we are able to provide for ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's a balance there. And again, when we both have careers, it makes it difficult as well because now we're stagnating our own productivity, our own progress because of government saying, you got to stay home. It's ridiculous. So
It's really hard.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I also researched was why aren't some of the more densely populated countries, like Vietnam, Mongolia, has tens of millions of people, Fiji, which has nearly 1 million people, it's an island, has 0 deaths, zero
gosh.
coronavirus deaths. So what is it about these people in these areas to where they're able to, yes, there have been cases of coronavirus, 0 deaths. Again, millions of people.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
1 million people here in Fresno. I think there's been 40 deaths, I believe, unfortunately, but the city is locked down because of that. You can't go to a restaurant and have indoor seating. Schools now are being considered to be shut down for the next school year. So these are transitions that they're making us get accustomed to. And if this is going to be the new normal way of living, it's going to be extremely disruptive to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's already causing ripple effects. Suicides have went up, drug use have went up, alcoholism,
Domestic violence.
domestic violence.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh about that, but I've seen a lot of police cars come through
Yes.
my housing area.
You're right, absolutely. And it's because you have people in a environment where, they're frustrated, they really don't know how to communicate. Let's just be honest, as people, we haven't really learned how to communicate with each other. We're still learning that.
Yes.
My wife and I, we still learn that with each other,
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes I say something that I didn't mean, and she gets upset about it. And now it
Came
turns,
out wrong or
yeah,
something
exactly.
like
It
that,
came out
yeah.
wrong, whatever the case. And then I got to clarify, and it just goes back and forth. So if we have to do that as a married couple that's been together for almost 10 years,
Yeah.
imagine what's happening in the rest of the country.
Yeah.
All over the world. So I think we need to definitely hold our leaders accountable for the information that they're providing to us, the safety precautions that they're imposing on us should be our choice. It's my body, my choice. I should be able to, make up my own mind on if I want to go out in the world and take a risk.
Right.
And we do that already as individuals. We did it before the coronavirus. We should definitely continue to do it now.
I know exactly where you're coming from.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully everybody out there knows as well. Yeah, because that's one of the main reasons why I'm behind the recall effort right now, is because I'm just seeing how it's devastating a lot of people,
Yes.
a lot of communities. And it is the governor's responsibility, and unfortunately he hasn't taken his role as seriously as we would hope
Okay.
for him too. I'm not sure if you heard of these payment protection program loans. They're called Triple P loans. Look it up, people.
Okay.
So these Triple P loans were loans approved by the federal government to assist small businesses. And it was to the tune of, I believe, a $1 billion package or something like that. Well, Governor Gavin Newsom was able to get some of the money from those taxpayer-backed loans. We, the people, pay these loans. So Governor Gavin Newsom was able to collect a few million from these loans because he has a winery. And his winery, called Plump Jack Winery, you guys can look it up, was able to receive millions of dollars in pandemic aid. Meanwhile, you have small businesses going out of business all over Fresno here. Larger businesses, you had Starbucks pack up and leave because during the lockdown, they weren't able to, keep up the business. And these franchises, these larger franchises like Starbucks, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, are owned by individuals. They franchise out those brands. So if you own the Burger King and now have to close it because of the lockdown, it's harder for you to keep that business in operation. Now you got to shut down. If I, mom and pop shop, I'm unable to pay my employees, I'm unable to afford the cost to stay in business, now I got to shut down. So this is what's happening all over the state, and people like Gavin Newsom, like I said, who is very wealthy, was able to receive these millions of dollars in loans paid for by we the people, taxpayers. Like I said, I hate to be a downer, but we got to stand up. We got to take action. As an activist, I feel like that's what we all need to be. We all need to be activists, and at some point, I've went out in these reopen protests and met people that have never protested a day in their life, and they're like, I just see what this is doing. I can't go to church because the church is closed. And now that Gavin Newsom, even if your church is open, made singing in church, against the law, if some code enforcer was to come into a church and see people singing, they can dole out tickets to everyone. Mm-hmm. If you go to a park and see people, playing, families playing in the playground area, or people riding their bikes or going around jogging, they can be ticketed. Mm-hmm. If I have a business, a brick and mortar shop, and I actually want to open it to the public and say, hey, it's your choice if you want to come in or not. You're taking the risk, I'm taking the risk, and since we are both taking the risk, it's a, understanding. We are grown people, and we came to that agreement ourselves. But government comes in and they play dictator. Now the business can be fined, you can be fined as a patron, and it isn't making anything better. It's only making the situation worse. So when it comes to accountability and making sure that our public representatives are taking responsibility for their actions, it's up to us to hold them accountable. So the recall Gavin, 2020.com. Please visit the website. Print out the petition. Excuse me. Print out the petition. Sign the petition, of course, and circulate it. We need about 1.5 million wet signatures. So you can't sign the petition online. You actually have to sign it physically. So please sign the petition. Have 10 of your friends or family members sign it as well, and send that into your local elections office, because the sooner we can hit that 1.5 million signatures, the better. The sooner we can have the petition or the recall put on the ballot. So the recall works in 3 ways. First, get the signatures. Second, have the recall put on the ballot so we can vote on if we want to recall him or not. And hopefully, once that is a go and everybody votes yes on the recall, then we would have a special election where then we would get to vote for a new governor. And that's where I said again, hopefully people out there will have an opportunity to vote for me instead of Gavin Newsom. So please, like I said, sign the petition, recallgavin2020.com, and yes, sign that ASAP, because even though the 1.5 million signatures is the goal, we want to get 3 million. Because with the previous 2 attempts, that was the issue, was that we didn't hit the signature requirement. So please, everyone out there, we want to make this as successful as possible. There it is, right there, recallgavin2020.com. Let's do this, California. So yes, you can print out the petition from there. It has all of the information about where you could find local offices near you. So you can click on, I believe it says state there or something, locations, and it'll produce a drop down. There you go, right there. And there are all of the counties. And if you click on the county that you're in, it'll tell you where you can go somewhere locally to either sign the petition and or return that petition in, so it can be counted. So, but yes, please visit that website and take all of the information in there. Read it thoroughly so you're able to properly communicate to others why they should support the recall as well, and get that signed. We want that submitted as soon as possible. As soon as possible, okay. Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about this evening?
I think I said a lot.
Okay.
But of course, I'm always happy to say more.
Well,
so
I want you to come back.
All right.
I need you to come back. We need to keep talking.
I would love to, indeed. Yes.
So thank you so much for
pleasure
coming, Nicholas.
Indeed.
And that's all we have for this evening. We've gotten a lot of talking taken care of, and we've heard about a lot of issues. So thank you so much for staying with us tonight. Bye.
If your home floods, who will you call? When your house springs a leak, it's time to call Clean Master Emergency Flood Service at 559-213-9430. Clean Master will be there in 60 minutes to start fixing your home. And Clean Master bills your insurance directly, saving you the hassle because you've got enough to worry about. Clean Master also offers carpet and upholstery cleaning, carpet repair, pet odor removal, and more. Remember, Clean Master Emergency Flood Service, 559-213-9430, and visit cleanmasterflood.com. Pour yourself a glass of Crybaby wine, available at the market and Sam's Italian Deli. And remember to ask for Crybaby wine at your favorite restaurant.
Forget about the higher good of food, right? You're growing a product that people enjoy really all over the world. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I think about that all the time. I think about the families sitting around a table, enjoying a meal. I just see that what we do brings families together.
I mean, we're blessed. We're in paradise for food.
The Kern family of the Kern Family Farm invites you to eat delicious, nutritious, organic produce available at the Gnarly Carrot, located at 32954 Road 222 in North Fork, California. The Gnarly Carrot is a local, natural, seasonally changing market offering a wide range of products from local Central Valley vendors. Get your caffeine fix, grab a smoothie, and support small businesses. Learn more at kernfamilyfarm.com and visit the Gnarly Carrot today. Dr. in Sukasa allows you to connect with your doctor when you need a quick treatment. Avoid a trip to a medical clinic or emergency room and connect by video with your doctor from your home, work, or anywhere. Just go to drinsukasa.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Dr. in Sukasa provides quality care that is convenient, bilingual, and affordable, so you are never left without access to health care. Visit drinsukasa.com today.
CentralValleyTalk.com